Have you ever felt that strange and profound sensation of being completely empty, devoid of energy and vitality, without even an apparent reason to justify such a state of mind? It's a truly singular and, at times, unsettling experience, don't you think? Every time you spend time with certain people, you notice that by the end of the day, you return home with a heavy sense of fatigue that seems to crush you, as if you have run a long and exhausting marathon, but not in a physical sense. I'm talking about that kind of tiredness that invades not just your body, but also your mind and soul, leaving you confused and disoriented. You find yourself sitting in a corner of your home, staring at the emptiness around you, trying to understand where all that vitality and energy you were sure you had before meeting certain people has gone. This feeling you experience is not depression, nor can it be reduced to simple physical exhaustion. It is something much more subtle and insidious, an existential void that creeps inside you and that you cannot explain in simple words. It's almost as if someone, in a sly and silent way, had stolen a piece of your essence, a fragment of who you truly are and what makes you unique. And what if I told you that what you are experiencing is exactly what is happening? There are people in your life who never raise their voices, who do not threaten, nor impose themselves with force, but who slowly consume you, insidiously draining you without you realizing it. The most unsettling thing is that often you don't even notice that you are trapped in this manipulation process. You find yourself immersed in a universe of toxic relational dynamics, where the weapons are not sharp like knives, but manifest through piercing looks and veiled words full of ambiguity. The wounds that these interactions cause do not bleed on the surface, but remain hidden deep within, like invisible scars that accompany us throughout our lives, influencing our way of seeing the world. Here, abuse does not manifest overtly, but is felt in every fiber of your being, leaving indelible marks that can influence your self-esteem and well-being. These people speak to you in a sweet tone, using comforting and loving words, and convince you that everything they do is for your own good. They tell you that they want to help you and that they care about you, but in the meantime, they bind you to them, making you feel inadequate and insignificant, as if without them you are nothing. Thus, step by step, you begin to give in and lose your boundaries, your identity, and your direction. And when you finally start to sense that something is wrong, it's already too late, because you have found yourself trapped in a web of manipulation that has silently enveloped you without you realizing it. Have you ever wondered why, after certain conversations, you feel empty and disoriented, as if a fundamental part of you has switched off? Why, after a phone call or a meeting, do you feel like you lost a piece of yourself? It's because you are interacting with someone who feeds off your energy, a true energy vampire disguised as a friend or loved one. But they don't have sharp teeth. They wear kind smiles and use charming words to draw you in. They are human beings who feed on your insecurities, who watch you and study you carefully, trying to understand how they can influence you, and then act in subtle and strategic ways. They make you feel guilty every time you have the courage to say no. Every time you express a need, they question you, making you doubt yourself. They make you feel inadequate if you try to take care of yourself. And you, who might be an empathetic, sensitive person, eager to be accepted, easily fall into their trap. You want to help. You want to understand. You want to love even those who hurt you. And so you stay, you give, and you continue giving, until something inside you breaks, yet they don't hit you directly. They don't raise their hands against you. They don't openly insult you. No, they are much more refined. They exhaust you with guilt, poison you with silence, and destroy you with doubt. And you, in this chaotic emotional whirlwind, cannot fully comprehend what is really happening. You wonder if you are the one who is too sensitive, the one who exaggerates. But deep inside you, a profound and intuitive instinct warns you that something is wrong. I want to share a fragment of my story. There was a time when every time I met a certain person, I left that encounter as if I had run a marathon, but not in a physical sense. I was exhausted, yet we hadn't argued or anything particularly serious had happened. Yet, as I walked away, I felt that a part of me had emptied, as if I had lost something fundamental. Only later, in hindsight, did I understand clearly. That person wasn't speaking to try to get to know me better, but to exert control over me. Their questions, which seemed affectionate and genuinely interested, were surely well-crafted traps. They made me feel special, but only to keep me tied to them. And I, in my naivety, believed it was genuine affection. Instead, it was an insatiable hunger for energy, hunger for control, and hunger for a subtle power that confused me. There are signs, small but clear, that you should not ignore. If after each interaction you feel worse, if you feel constantly guilty, if it seems you have to continually justify who you are, what you feel, and why you react a certain way, then you are under invisible attack. Toxic people are not always bad by choice. Sometimes they are just full of unhealed wounds, and instead of seeking help, they use others as anesthesia for their suffering. But you are not anyone's medicine. You are not obligated to let yourself be drained for love. Sometimes the deepest form of love is to say enough, to choose to set a boundary, to choose not to respond, to choose to disappear, not for revenge but for your own survival. Because some relationships are not true relationships, but invisible chains that imprison you. And every chain you break brings you back home, to yourself, to your true self. Return to yourself. Reclaim your center. Remember who you were before you were emptied. You are not too sensitive. You have simply been disconnected from yourself for too long. And now it is time to reclaim, to take back your energy and your life. Choose to be free, to be authentic, and to build relationships that nourish your soul rather than drain it. Choose to surround yourself with people who support you, who encourage you to be the best version of yourself, and not those who leave you empty and fatigued. It's time to reconnect with your true essence and rediscover the strength you have always had within you. Only then can you finally find your balance and inner peace. In this journey of recovery, remember that your happiness is essential and should not depend on anyone else. You must learn to value yourself, to set healthy boundaries, and to protect your energy. In time, you will be able to build meaningful and authentic relationships where there is mutual respect and support. Do not let past experiences define you. Instead, use these experiences as opportunities to grow and become stronger. The road to reconnecting with yourself may be long and winding, but every step you take will bring you closer to your true self and the life you deserve.